My name is Okey Anthony Onyebule, popularly known as Okey Bakassi. I'm from Imo State, Nigeria. Happily married with 3 lovely kids. I'm so proud of my children, so to flaunt them, it's a natural thing. My first daughter is Chidera, the second daughter is Fechi, and my only boy is Chetanna. It has been a very challenging journey. That's the journey to, first of all, because originally I studied agricultural engineering. I've always been a science person. To now end up in a career in the arts, in showbiz, is not totally where you think somebody who's an engineer will go to. So you have, the first challenge was the domestic one. How do you convince family? How do you convince those who paid your fees for 5 years? To now adjust to the fact that, okay, we trained an engineer, but we're not going to have an engineer anymore. You now have an actor, or a comedian, in place of what you paid for. So that was the first hurdle. But fortunately for me, family is very supportive, and my dad and my mom will always say, we know you have passion for this entertainment thing, but while you're at it, still look for a job. But while we were at it, one discovered that there was satisfaction, happiness. It's not every profession you find yourself that you have that job satisfaction, where your job makes you happy and at the same time you earn income. In the beginning, it wasn't paying very well. I remember way back then, it was like pulling tooth to get somebody to pay 5,000 naira for an event. You had to convince them to, what are you bringing into this event that I should pay you 5,000 naira for? So you had to do a lot of convincing. But as time went on, they saw what we had to offer. We go to your event and we add so much life, so much fun. People are happy, people are relaxed. So next time you don't have to do too much to convince someone to use your services. And because they come asking, naturally to say, okay, we want your services, it puts you in the position of strength where you can now say, okay, I want X amount of naira, and depending on how much they need you, they'll be willing to pay. To be very honest, nobody locally motivated me. Nobody. As far as stand-up comedy is concerned. But for acting, maybe I had, it takes me back to how did I get into stand-up comedy? Okay, how did I get into stand-up comedy? One, I was just doing what I do, like what everybody does when you're in the company of your friends. Just, share jokes, tell stories. And at the time, people will always find my stories funny. Not like I was making any effort to be funny or making any effort to entertain people. And they will say, man, you're so funny, you're so funny. It started way back in my secondary school days at Federal Government College, Port Harcourt. And, sometimes they will insist, okay, social night, why don't you come and entertain the whole school? I'm like, okay, so what will I be telling the whole school? Like, you're my friends, you find me funny, so if I go in front of the school, what will I tell them?
A lot of people say there's no place like home, but at Limelight Hotel and Suites, we have a place that's just like home. Limelight Hotel and Suites is located in the serene and homely countryside of Agoiwoye, Ogun State. Limelight Hotel and Suites offers you nothing but the best in hospitality and facilities that you will not find anywhere. We have 3 bars, an oriental restaurant with a guarantee of uninterrupted power supply, and reliable internet facilities, not forgetting our ATM machines and POS terminals to give you the ease of cashless fun. Come relax and retreat into the calm embrace of Limelight Hotel and Suites. For more information, log on to www.limelight.hotel.com or email us on info@limelight.hotel.com or call us on 0807-097-1904. Limelight Hotel and Suites, taking you to the limelight.
Not like they're my palace, but a few times I tried it, and it made me a bit of famous, you know, at the time. So it kind of encouraged me. Now, when I got into the university, you could say we were among the show noisemakers. I wouldn't say entertainers, because we go to shows to disturb the show. You know, we call ourselves Association of Backbenchers. So we'll take the back row and make all the noise from there, you know. So as time went on, some of the organizers will say, if you want this show to succeed, you get one guy with this, I'll be worried. We could find ways, settle him, he go perform safe, then they no go. So because I had my own small group of cheerleaders who would say, okay, yab them. So, so we'll be yabbing the organizers, you know. So from there they will, you know, co-opt me into the show proper, you know. Then I became a member of the drama troupe on campus. It was all fun, you know. It was a break away from the rigors of engineering, you know. It was my own small getaway from, you know, engineering, and it was working. So during my service here, I took it one notch further. I was a member of the NYSC drama troupe for Lagos State, and so naturally I went to Zebejiro's office, became part of the cast of Fortune on NTA Network, and from then on, Nollywood was beginning to happen at the time. So, all right, we got on the bus, and today Nollywood is big, you know, showbiz is big, stand-up comedy is big. You know, so that was how I got into it. You know, it was from one small play to the other, and finally I was there. So, like, there was nobody I was trying to model my career after, which is probably why, you know, you can say okay, Bakassi is original. I doubt if I sound or act or look like anybody in showbiz. It's just me, you know. I just do what I like to do, that's it. With all these experiences, both in showbiz and public life, you know, you don't want to come out with a product and do what everybody is doing. You know, you want to do something and show that something can be better done. So while we are taking our time, you know, well, definitely I'm working on a TV program, details I cannot disclose for obvious reasons. Yeah, I also have a movie in the works. Then, as far as live concerts and performances, in fact, from next month I'll have a very tight schedule. I'm doing a tour of Europe and North America. You know, I have a couple shows lined up there, and so hopefully by the time I'm done with those ones, then we'll come back and focus on the home scene again. So, change is constant. The entertainment industry is changing. You know, let me say that. Let me use stand-up comedy as a case sample, okay? Yeah, a lot of changes are happening. One, in the sense that there are more people involved in stand-up comedy presently. There are lots of stand-up comedians. Some of them have substance, some don't, okay? Some just, I need to recycle other people's material and don't bring anything fresh into it, you know. So, yeah, as far as that is concerned, there's movement, there's activity, so you can call it change, you know. But I find that I came back and there's no big challenge, you know. You want to come back to the industry, and I don't want to be the number one. I always tell people, it may sound negative, I don't want to be the best comedian in Nigeria. I want to be relevant. You know, I want to give 100% anytime I'm on stage and do things differently. You know, I want to do something that if you're in the audience, you say, yeah, this is vintage Okey Bakassi. I don't want to sound like anybody. You know, so if I come back and I do my stuff the way I like to do my stuff, and it still ranks amongst the top 5, I'm comfortable. And pretty much all through my career, I think I've always been in the top 5, even when I was away. So I'm comfortable there.